All right, then. Barcelona versus Bayern Munich.
Mm.
Champions League, right? Huge game coming up, and we've got you covered, obviously. Articles, 2 News, all of it. But we all know this isn't just any other match, right? This is huge GE. We're talking about a 6-game losing streak for Barcelona going up against Bayern.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole Lewandowski thing.
Yeah, facing his old team. Should be interesting. And you've got to factor in that history, that record, 6 losses. But then, well, the Tips Moto supercomputer actually favors Barcelona.
It does. And it isn't just about home advantage either.
No, not at all. I mean, we're talking about form analysis here, injuries, the whole 9 yards. We crunch it all.
Our supercomputer eats data like, what's a good analogy? Like Lewandowski eats goals.
Haha, that's a good one. And speaking of Lewandowski, he's been on fire. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's break it all down, step by step.
Yeah, good idea. So where do we start? I guess team news is always a good place, right? Barcelona is sitting pretty at the top of La Liga.
Dominant, you could say. They had that little blip against Monaco in the Champions League early on, but they bounced back, crushed young boys.
5-0, if I remember correctly. Hansi Flick's got them playing like a well-oiled machine.
He does, he does. And that's 17 wins out of their last 20 Champions League matches.
17, seriously.
That's right. Best win ratio in the history of the competition.
Okay, so they're the real deal. But they've got some injury concerns, don't they?
They do, they do. Ter Stegen being out for the season is a blow. They're sticking with Peña in goal, but I don't know. Not ideal when you've got Harry Kane on the other side.
Yeah, tough matchup for sure. And speaking of Kane, 6 goals in the Champions League already.
He's a goal-scoring machine. Just bagged another hat-trick against Stuttgart last weekend.
Okay, that's just showing off now. But Bayern hasn't been perfect themselves, right?
Not quite. I mean, that loss to Aston Villa in the Champions League, that's gotta sting.
Yeah, a bit of a shock result, that one.
Definitely. And they've got a few injury worries of their own to deal with.
Yeah, Pavlovich is out,
Yeah.
right?
And Musial is doubtful. Their backline is, well, it's looking a little bit thin. And that plays right into Barcelona's hands. They've really embraced that high-pressing style under Flick.
And of course, you've got Lewandowski leading the charge against his old team. It's almost poetic, right?
It is, it is. But let's not forget, Barcelona hasn't scored against Bayern in their last 4 meetings.
Yeah, that's right. So Lewandowski will be looking to break that streak. You maybe make a statement.
Potentially explosive. Okay, so the Tips Moto supercomputer, the elephant in the room. What's the prediction?
The moment of truth. Lay it on us.
All right, so Tips Moto supercomputer crunched the numbers, took everything into account. It's giving Barcelona the edge. 45% chance of a win.
Really? So not a landslide by any means, but significant. I mean, especially when you consider their head-to-head, Bayern has completely dominated this fixture.
6 wins in a row.
Including that 8-2 drubbing back in 2020.
Ouch. Still hurts to think about.
Yeah, that one still stings for Barca fans.
Yeah.
But the Tips Moto supercomputer sees something different here.
It does. We're predicting a 3-1 win for Barcelona.
Wow. Bold prediction. What's the supercomputer seeing that maybe we're missing?
Well, a few key factors. Home advantage at Camp Nou is massive. It can be a fortress. And Barcelona's form there has been stellar.
Yeah, their fans are like a 12th player, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And then you've got Bayern's defensive issues, missing those key players. It leaves them vulnerable, especially against a team like Barcelona that thrives on that higher pressing style, exploiting those gaps.
Right, and Bayern are still trying to find their rhythm under company. They haven't really hit their stride yet.
Exactly. They haven't quite clicked. So yeah, all of that combined makes Barcelona the favorites, at least according to Tips Moto. But this is football, right? Anything can happen.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of the game. It's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. But for those who like to make those educated guesses, those calculated risks, our Tips Moto analysis, it gives you that edge.
So we've got this clash of styles brewing. A hungry Barcelona team, right? Up against a Bayern side that's, well, they're still trying to find their feet a little bit. But it goes beyond just the team dynamics, doesn't it? You've got this fascinating individual story here, too. Lewandowski facing off against his old club.
Adds a whole other level to it, doesn't it? The drama. Like we were saying, Barcelona hasn't actually put one past Bayern in their last 4 meetings.
Yeah, that's right.
Lewandowski, I mean, you know he'll be looking to change that, right? Especially against those familiar faces.
Oh, absolutely. You know he's got a point to prove.
Yeah.
But let's get down to brass tacks here. What can our listeners actually expect to see out there on the pitch? Some people, they like to keep it simple, right? Both teams to score, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the over-under on goals. What's the Tips Moto take on those classic bets?
Okay, so both teams finding the back of the net. I'd say it's a strong possibility. We're leaning towards yes on that one. You've got all that attacking firepower on both sides, and we've already talked about those defensive question marks. Could be end-to-end stuff.
Sounds fun. And the over-under.
Yeah, I mean, this match is screaming goals, isn't it? So we'd say over 2.5 goals. Definitely worth a look.
This is where it gets interesting, right? For those who like to, indulge in a little bit of, well, I was going to say predictive analysis, but
Smart betting, is that what you're getting at?
there you go, smart betting. And speaking of which, let's talk about those first goal scorer bets. Always a popular one.
Always exciting.
So who does Tips Moto recommend for that all-important first goal?
All signs point to Lewandowski, don't they? The narrative, the form he's in, the weight of expectation, it all just lines up perfectly for him to open the scoring.
Makes sense. And if you're feeling lucky, maybe you want to go for an anytime goal scorer.
Can't rule out Harry Kane, can you? The man is a goal machine. Even against, a potentially shaky Barcelona defense, Kane's got that knack, that instinct, finds a way.
Yeah, he always seems to. So it's shaping up to be a real clash of the Titans then.
Yeah.
The battle of the strikers. But like you said earlier, it's about more than just individual brilliance, right? There's a tactical chess match waiting to unfold out there.
Absolutely. It's fascinating, isn't it? Can Barcelona's midfield control the tempo? Can they feed Lewandowski those killer passes that he thrives on? Will Bayern's wingers exploit the space left by Barcelona's attacking fullbacks? It's all in the details.
Exactly. And those are the questions, right? Those little tactical nuances. That's what elevates this match, takes it from just a clash to a must-watch event.
Couldn't agree more. This isn't just about who wins or loses, is it? It's about how they win or lose. And understanding those nuances, that's what separates the, let's say, the casual fan from the informed enthusiast.
Which is where Tips Moto comes in.
Right.
We've given you the insights, the analysis, even the supercomputer predictions. But what else can Tips Moto offer our listeners, those who are ready to, put that knowledge to good use, maybe place a wager or two?
Well, we're more than just betting, aren't we? We're a community, passionate football fans, and we love this game. And we want you to be a part of that.
So where can our listeners find you? Connect with you? Debate the finer points of the game, maybe get even more in-depth analysis, all that good stuff. So where can our listeners find you? Connect with you, debate the finer points of the game, maybe get even more in-depth analysis, all that good stuff.
Social media is the place to be. Hit us up on Tips Moto.
Find us on Tips Moto, yeah. And engage with us. So we're all about the passion, the drama, the you never know what's going to happen aspect of it all. And we love to connect with people who get it, who share the love.
And for our Kenyan listeners especially, make sure you're checking out the best odds available right there on Tips Moto.
Yes. Don't miss out. We've armed you with the knowledge, folks, the insights, even the supercomputer predictions. Now it's time to, put it all into practice.
Exactly. Come join the Tips Moto community. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're on YouTube, too. And we're at Tips Moto on all of them.
Every single one. Easy to remember, so don't just watch the game. Experience it with us. Get involved. Share your predictions, your hot takes, all of it. And let's enjoy this epic match together, yeah? Because trust me, you do not want to miss this one. This is the Deep Dive. Signing off.